This is the first week of restarting my art practice. I loved drawing and painting as a kid, but I haven't really touched it for over 20 years. I tried a few times to get back into it, but perfectionism always got in the way. What was supposed to be fun turned into something I felt like I had to do well to justify the time. And each time, when the initial excitement wore off, the practice quietly faded out. I held this belief that if I couldn't make something good, then it wasn't worth doing at all. With that mindset, starting felt heavy, and any sudden urge to create never lasted. I spent a lot of time on YouTube, watching videos, learning things, getting inspired. For a long time, I thought about starting a channel myself, but I never felt ready. My art didn't feel good enough, and I didn't know anything about making videos. Somewhere between then and now, that shifted. Starting stopped feeling so heavy. I realized that I don't need to make something great to begin with. I just need to show up where I am and go from here. This is the first week of putting that into practice. For the first few days, I drew using only a permanent pen. With no option to erase, I stopped overthinking and focused on putting marks down on paper. I let my eyes lead and responded to what I saw. Each day, the friction to start felt a little less disabling than the last. By day 4, I wanted to bring in color. I bought a set of oil pastels about a month ago when the urge to paint came back. I watched a few oil pastel tutorials to get started. I saw other creators layering on thick dots, blending with their fingers, even using palette knives to sculpt with the pastels. Those videos are fun to watch, but none of it felt natural to me. I wanted to use them more like crayons. No setup, no cleanup, just picking them up and drawing. I experimented painting with them intuitively. They're messy and hard to control, and surprisingly I like that. Layering colors created unexpected textures, almost like watercolor where chance was a part of the process, and the result felt painterly. I like the feather-like texture in this bird drawing, but too many details were lost near the eyes. I learned that details with oil pastels require a much lighter touch. I gave it another try the next day, drawing a side profile of the same bird. This time, I built a base of feather-like texture by blending white into a background of browns and grays, and left the darkest dark at the end for adding final details with the lightest touches. The second one captured the likeness much better. Seeing that improvement felt encouraging. Toward the end of the week, my tendency to control loosened visibly. Especially with pen sketches, I'm no longer scared of drawing a line in the wrong place. I simply drew another line next to it and moved on. I trusted the oil pastel would cover it later, and anything that showed through adds a handmade quality to the final result. I also learned a few things the hard way. Putting down a strong color too early made it hard to work around, like the bright red patch on the cheek. And outlining too heavily flattened the drawing and took away some of its three-dimensional feel. Those felt like real on-the-job learnings. Overall, oil pastels seemed like a fun medium, and I enjoyed working with it. Showing up 8 days in a row making imperfect art was surprisingly sustainable and fun. What I find the hardest about this process was actually the making of this video. I overthought the voiceover process so much, and what you're hearing now is the result of many takes over 2 days. Hopefully the final result is alright, but like everything I've been doing this week, I'm hitting publish before it felt fully ready. I'm looking forward to showing up again next week.